Hi guys, this is Sammy from Mex in Highborn, and this is the Property Podcast Episode 4. And today I've got the man Shane Traynor on the show. Shane Traynor is part of CoArch. He is part of a CGI company called Ep.4, and he's also got his own networking events and a load of other things. But today we're going to talk about the things that we've got in common, which is basically CoArch and your CGI and 3D modelling company. So welcome, thanks for coming down today and coming on this little show.
Thanks for the invite, pleasure to be here, thank you.
You found it well?
Yeah, I love this area. With Mr. Harborn himself, what a pleasure.
The self-proclaimed Mr. Harborn. So obviously the way letting agents, estate agents can connect with architects is on many levels, but the way we've always connected in the past is with planning. So we've used C3 to C4 change of use planning applications with you guys. What other stuff do you guys do at CoArch?
Yeah, we very much do, I guess anything starting right at the bottom end from, well, we do lots of planning applications, building regs, construction drawings. Projects we've worked on has been high-end extensions, well not even just high-end extensions, just really standard extensions all the way to apartment schemes. We've done pool houses in area of outstanding natural beauty. We've got that one going down in Kent.
I've seen the CGIs on that. They look pretty cool.
For that. Yeah. So it's beautiful. It kind of doesn't look real because it's like, wow, it's just like it's so real. It's not real, if that makes sense. But it's we can do pretty much anything to do with like planning and architectural drawings and change of uses, which is within the planning and sort of guide that.
Obviously, if we get a client and they're interested in talking to an architect, at what stage do you want to start talking to the customers? Like when they bought the property, when they've got people digging foundations, where do you want to start connecting with them?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I think it depends. So they might want to. It depends if that person is an investor that's looking at maybe purchasing the property and wanting to do something with add value, like add an extension. But they want to see if maybe that's feasible or viable, and if it's going to add value to that property, and how much do they want to add on to it as well. So it can work that way. So they can come to us before they've bought it to maybe do a viability study, and can they actually get planning. Or if they've already purchased it, or they're a homeowner and they want to add value that way, and we've got to work within the constraints of what they've got.
So I guess the sooner they start talking, the better for you, because each job is different.
It's unique. Each property is unique, I'd like to say.
You don't want to be buying a property in an NOB area and buy it and then try and stick on a massive extension on the back.
Yeah, it won't work.
You're not going to get it.
Yeah, and each council's different. I was chatting with a planning consultant yesterday evening. I was in Kent. And he was saying that each council's different when you go to planning, and the percentage you can add on to a property in areas like Greenbelt and AONBs.
They differ to if you've got a 4-bed detached in Highborn.
In terms of the what you can add on in planning differ in councils. So obviously it's for Birmingham Council might be different to a council down in
Talking
Kent.
About planning, you've got your networking event coming up soon, haven't you? And who's coming along to that?
Yeah, we've got the chap, Ian McLeod. He's the Director of Planning, Transport and Sustainability for Birmingham City Council. He's
the name you see on the bottom of every single letter you get from the council.
That's right, yeah. So
I'm coming along to that one, so it'd be good to have a good chat with him.
Yeah, definitely introduce yourself to him and good chat.
We have a lot of clients asking us for referrals into architecture companies because we sell a lot of properties in this area which need to be obviously remodelled internally, extended, and obviously you're not going to start doing that without any architecture help. So we've always referred CoArch to our clients.
Yeah, brilliant.
And I remember,
we appreciate that.
No worries. I remember one great story. So I referred a CoArch to help with a change of use, and it ended up being 3 change of uses. And that client now has given me all of their properties to manage.
Excellent.
And it's an absolute, the way it works, the way it trickles down from top to bottom is so good. And the service that you and Ashley provided, or mainly Ashley back then, was great. And I would never ever go anywhere else these days. And it's fantastic. And that's the architecture side of the business.
Yep.
So tell me a little bit more about A2B3D.
Yeah, A2B3D is a company that uses CGI's 360 virtual tools. We are looking at augmented reality as well. So that's very much working with estate agents like yourselves, property developers, interior designers to for a property developer case, that would be if they just purchased some land, they're ready to go, they've got planning on it, and they want to sell off market early. So we can visualize what they will look like just from some drawings, what the properties are going to look like, and that can help potential purchasers visualize and even design some of the things early on to go, oh, that's what's that going to look like. Because if you look at some drawings, it's very hard sometimes to picture, well, that's going to look like really. So we do hyper realistic CGIs and also 360 walk arounds as well. So you can put on an Oculus Rift headset if you want. So estate agents that we've worked with are going to be investing into a headset for their sales offices to put on the headset to potential clients that come in the door and go, have a look, get an actual feel so you can feel it. And then that will hopefully in turn get that deposit down, and that will help developers save on finance costs as well in the long run. And if developers are open to the idea, which I know most of them are, if people are buying properties off plan, they can get in early and change some of the designs, colour schemes, fixtures and fittings, that sort of thing to suit them because they purchased early. It makes total sense.
Forward thinking, isn't it? I remember we were selling this property in Harborne down here, and the house was screaming for extension. I called up Ash. I was like, listen, I've got an idea. Let's do some CGIs for the property, and on the open day, you guys come along, sit down in the property, and when anyone comes to view it, stick on the goggles and they can visualise the whole extension from sitting down. The property sold too fast to actually get even. It was too quick. Sold off market. So we never got around to run that.
But ideas like that.
It wouldn't work on every house because of the value, the cost of setting it all up.
Yes.
It's going to be the high ticket ones.
That's right.
So I need £1 million plus houses to get my fee. So it works out well. But again, the person buying it might even use CoArch, and me and Ash went through it a couple of times, and it's an idea that's always in my head. It's going to stay there until I execute it, and we're going to execute it at some point very soon. We use CGI with you guys to virtually stage houses.
Yes. So
we sell properties for developers. They're empty. There's nothing in them. And we will then use CGI virtual staging.
Yes.
So on Rightmove, we can drop in like beds and wardrobe sofas into the houses. So when people view it online, they're like more encouraged to view the property in real life. And hopefully more viewings means more offers means more money, and the vendors basically get more. So we've been pushing that a lot recently. We're in double figures now for the amount of houses we've actually used virtual staging on, and it's ridiculous. But there's no agents doing that. All these agents in the area, all our competitors, they're just all a bit they're concerned about putting money in at the start. They don't back the valuation. Maybe I don't know what your thoughts on that. Do many agents contact you about doing that sort of stuff?
I'm reaching out to a lot of agents now, land and new homes, letting agents to use our technology to help. And don't get me wrong, last year the market was very buoyant, so a lot of things were getting sold anywhere. But people weren't even viewing stuff at auction and just buying it like they would buy like a shed at the back of an airport or something. But I think very much so. It definitely adds value. It will actually probably sell over and above what something.
I think so.
With staging, because sometimes you walk into a room and it might feel small. You put furniture in there or virtual furniture, and it feels massive and it looks massive. So we want to work with more agents like yourselves and land and new home agents.
It's all about visualization, and as an agent, our job is to get the most money for our vendors and landlords. And
totally,
the use of technology nowadays, we can do that. It's just all about thinking forward, trying to open up doors and explain to our clients why they should look into this procedure to get more money.
Yes,
and it hasn't failed us yet. Every single property we've done with virtual staging has sold for more than what we thought. And that's a testament to the system, isn't it? So, and you don't do just photos. You can actually do the videos. You can do the walkthroughs, the Oculus goggles, all that sort of stuff. And I think that's ridiculous. And I can't see every house being sold in the future with virtual goggles, but I think it's a really great way of showing someone how something could look when they're there in the house. And that's just
100%.
where it moves to.
Absolutely. Like as you said, it's sort of like they're not expensive CGIs. They're very low cost, but they mainly work for your high ticketed, but they can work for extensions as well if it's like a really good extension that hasn't been built yet and they want to visualize it. And they can change stuff early on.
Yeah, amazing. It's ridiculous. When I've built properties and done refurbishments, we've changed stuff as and when we're going. But if we had the ability to CGI it beforehand, there'll be less changes. Therefore, it might even bring down the cost a little bit. Who knows?
Yeah, potentially.
This conversation can go on forever, I guess. But
Indeed.
It's been great having you on.
Thank you. Pleasure.
We use you, and if you need an architect or you want some 3D imaging done, just hit up these guys, and they can definitely help you out. Thanks for watching.